everything, there ain't nobody perfect. Something in my mind makes me think I'm everything, there ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect.
Welcome to the Freight Flag Pack. It's Termex here, and welcome back to another Borderlands 3 build video. Today, I'm excited to show you guys my Atlas Gamma Burst Flak build. Yes, I've been putting this build together for quite a while now. But before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video if you're new, and make sure you ring that bell so you don't miss out on any of my Mayhem 10 Flak builds. But onto the build itself, this build is amazing. This is probably one of my more favorite Gamma Burst builds. I had a Gamma Burst build in the works, but then Moxie uploaded a very similar version to what I had, so I thought, well, I gotta change it up, do my own unique thing, and this is what I came up with. But one thing I do want to say is that for bossing, this build has you covered. People are gonna say, well, Atlas can't boss. Atlas isn't a bossing type of manufacturer. That is false. That is completely false. Atlas is great for bossing, and I think Atlas is really fun on Flak. But before anything, let's get right into our skill tree. 3 points in the Persistence Hunter for the action, skill, duration, and gun damage. 2 points in the Ferocity just so we can go further into the tree. 1 point into He Bites so we can get our Frenzy stack points, which we will have 5 out of 5 onto, but we have 7 out of 5 for the purpose of our class mod and the build. So we're getting a bunch of bonus damage just from Frenzy alone. 3 out of 3 in the Hive Mind, so when we take damage, a portion of that damage is shared to our pet instead. More tankiness. 1 point into Psycho Head on a stick just to move further into the tree. Now, you could put this 1 point into Who Rescued Who, but me personally, I don't think it's worth only putting 1 point into it because you're not going to be getting a bunch of healing out of it. 5 out of 5 into Barbaric Yop so we can get our bonus pet bonuses. 3 out of 3 into Pack Tactics for the extra pet damage and flak damage along with the pet and flak maximum health. 1 point into Shared Spirit, so when we're below 50% health, we're basically going to take 50% less damage. Over into our Hunter skill tree, we're going to max out Leave No Trace to get our bullets back. Max out Interplanetary Stalker for our extra gun damage per kill. This stacks up to 3 times. 3 points into Hunter's Eye so we can get all the bonus benefits. This goes up to 5 out of 5 because of our class mod. 3 points into Head Count so we can get our action skill back quicker. 5 points in the Two Fangs so we can get more damage. A lot of these guns are single shot weapons and the extra projectile helps out tremendously, especially with the carrier. 3 out of 3 into Big Game for the bonus Hunter skill duration and effects. 3 out of 3 into the Most Dangerous Game, so when we kill a badass, we get the bonus gun damage and critical hit damage. But with the class mod we're going to be using, you won't have to worry about killing a badass. 1 point into Galactic Shadow for the 15% crit. And finally, 1 point into Megavore, so we have a 20% chance to automatically crit. Your last 5 points, pop them into Furious Attack. For the only 5 points you're putting in, you're getting a bonus 20% gun damage out of it, and we're going to be getting a bunch of pellets hitting enemies, so you don't have to worry about not stacking this. Now, as for your skill ability, you're going to be running Gamma Burst along with Empathic Rage for the 20% gun damage while Gamma Burst is active. I hope they fix this in the future. 20% damage is nice, but if this got buffed up to maybe 50% or something, you know, I wouldn't complain. And Burst 8 so we can keep our pet alive, because the longer our pet stays alive, the less damage we're going to be taking with the way that we have this set up. So it's basically more overall tankiness. And just like you guys always know, my guardian rank in all of my builds is disabled. So you guys can see the true potential of a build without any overkill benefits, any of the guardian rank perk benefits, and none of my bonus stats. Like I say, a lot of people will not show you their guardian rank, and most of their builds work off of overkill. But all my builds, they're raw damage, raw potential, and if you choose to play with all these guardian perks, you will be having even better results. Now over to our Mayhem modifiers, it is of course Mayhem 10, and this is pre-update. This is pre-update because I know today Gearbox said that they're going to be doing fixes, but I could imagine if they're buffing weapons and nerfing Mayhem that this build will be even better when the new update comes out. So if you're watching this in the future, don't worry about it. As for our modifiers, we do have Speed Demon, Healy Avenger, Pool Party to help with our Transformer, and it's one of the less annoying hard ones, and of course Post Mortem, that little shit. Of course Post Mortem isn't the most enjoyable last perk, but it's the only one I could really tolerate, and of course all of our modifiers are neutral. Now on to the nitty gritty, we have all of our gear. Now as for the Atlas weapons, we do have the O.P.Q system in 2 different variants. We have one variant that is gain 300% increased damage against 90% health, and we do have another variant which is 200% damage while action skill is active. They both have their benefits, they both have their usage, so I threw both of them in there. Next, we do have the multi-tap, which could be farmed from Katagawa Ball. This is actually quite a good pistol, kind of underrated, and I wish more people would make notice of this. We do have a Wild Gamma Burst Anoint is active. I kind of wish I got a better Anoint, but like I said, you could farm Katagawa Ball and get a better one. It's a very, very fast farm. Now as for the carrier I've been trying to get, this one is from my friend Matt, so big shout out to him. This is a consecutive hits carrier, and we do have Leave No Trace plus a carrier. You're going to get that 200% consecutive hit bonus very, very quickly, plus from the radiation damage from Gamma Burst, which does allow consecutive hits to keep going, believe it or not. It's going to make sure that when we do use the carrier, we're going to be getting a bunch of bonus damage. Now, as for usage of these weapons, these are going to be your 2 bossing weapons, and these are going to be your 2 mobbing weapons. Now, obviously, this is going to be your bossing weapon, but not in the way you think. I have a cool little trick to where you can shoot infinite of these. I don't know how many people know about this in the community, but Flak can do the same thing most can and have infinite of these O.P.Q systems, which is actually kind of overpowered, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that later in the video. But before we can do that, let me show you a little bit of the gear we're running. We are running a Transformer along with the Incendiary ASC Anoints. And we do have a Hunter Seeker. This is going to be part of the whole O.P.Q system type of thing going on. And this has a Shock ASE. As for our relic, of course, we do have the Pearl of Knowledge for the extra 90% damage. And we do have extra fire rate and magazine size as a roll. Magazine size is always going to help the O.P.Q system because it kind of has a low mag. And as for our class mod, I am going to be including 2 different class mods because they have 2 different purposes. Me personally, I prefer the Bounty Hunter. That's just me. I prefer the Bounty Hunter. I prefer getting my hunt kill skills by just shooting an enemy. Plus, we're getting the splashy damage for our shock and the assault rifle damage. Now, assault rifle damage is better than Atlas crits, and here is why. Atlas crit will give us more crit damage on our weapons, but for the O.P.Q system specifically, assault rifle damage is going to double dip onto our shock explosion. What does that mean? That basically means our shock explosion is going to be getting the 35% increased damage from rifles twice, which is actually really, really cool. I don't believe they fixed this yet. It's not really an exploit because I believe it's intended because it's a secondary explosion. Plus, your second shot, basically when you shoot the little gun up into the air like the cloned gun, they will also get this assault rifle benefit. Now, as for mobbing, I always like to do Bounty Hunter. But if you really, really wanted to, you can really change to a stack bot if you could trust yourself with crits. But me, personally, I find the Bounty Hunter a lot better. But you may be asking, why are you running Gamma Burst without Red Fang? Red Fang is so much better for survivability. Well, this build doesn't need survivability. You're already running a Transformer, and you're already running in the blue tree, which already makes Flak more of a tank. And on top of that, things won't even last long enough to really kill you. Now, as for the bonus weapons, I may include extra weapons before the save file goes public, but I do have some other multi-taps that I farmed. I do have a Ruby's Wraith, a Ruby's Wrath, sorry if I pronounce it wrong, and I do have a Ion Cannon. It's in there because I want to give you guys an Ion Cannon just in case you want a second win guaranteed. And we do have some extra stuff. We have a Quasar to match the whole Atlas theme. The Quasar is actually really cool because of the singularity effect. Once it pulls enemies in, you could put a tracker dart or the tracker grenade on all the enemies, and it's very helpful for your Atlas weapons. We have extra shields. We do have a one-shotter in here if you guys want to try that out. And we have a bunch of its piss grenades, a bunch of Hunter Seekers, and all the above that you guys can try out. We also have this Bounty Hunter, but it's an Atlas crit version if you guys also want to try that out. But I'm going to show you guys a little bit performance on mobbing so you guys can see it. You guys saw a lot of bossing in the intro, I imagine. So I want to basically see how this build runs. Now, for the purpose of this, I'm going to be running our 300% ASE. And for you guys to notice a difference, I put a skin on the 300% so you know, and there's no skin on the non-300%, just so you guys know. So we're going to fake burst to get our ASEs for a little bit, and then we're going to do this. And we're going to see what kind of mayhem we can cause. Now, it's no stranger that the O.P.Q system is freaking, yeah, it's broken. I wouldn't say it's broken, but it is so powerful, and it's a very fun gun to use. This is well known, and we're basically one-shotting Mayhem 10 enemies without any sweat. But post-mortem is probably the only thing that's going to be killing us. But we'll use that as an example to show that getting up is very easy. And everything's death. Everything's death. So clearly, yes, I've beat takedown with this build. I have not tried true takedown. If you guys want to try to takedown, please let me know. You could try it out, let me know in the comments, or you can let me know in my Discord. I'd like to know that. I'll put the whoever tests it for me in true takedown, if you beat true takedown, let me know. I'll give you a little shout out in the comments. But I guarantee you guys want to see the infinite O.P.Q system. So what you're going to do is toss your Hunter Seekers, as many as you can, and then shoot the secondary fire on your O.P.Q system. And this will basically allow us to have infinite of these. And as you see, we're not doing damage yet. That's because we did not tell them to shoot Tron yet, and now we told them to shoot Tron. We are consuming probably 10 bullets so far, and I'm not doing this. I'm not shooting him. These are just the little turrets flying above me. These little guns. They're the one doing this damage, not me. We can Gamma Burst and simply finish Tron with our actual gun. Obviously, that's going to kill him. But yeah, that's basically how you do the infinites on these. You have to have a Hunter Seeker, you have to have Leave No Trace, and you have to have Megavore. You have to have all of that for that to work. Obviously, that's what we have spec'd into the build. But yeah, that's a cool little trick for you guys to know. There's another trick with this pistol right over, where is it? Right here. And it has a little special effect. When you run out of ammo, whatever tagged enemies on reload will have a cryo spike. And I'm pretty sure Jolt's dude showed you guys this. But all you have to do is when you're reloading, all you have to do is do an emote and walk forward, kind of like this. I don't know if it's possible on controller, but on PC, if you do this, all of those little spikes are just going to keep blowing up. Not really something I use, but just a little tip for you guys to know. But yeah, guys, that's basically my Atlas Gamma Burst Flak rundown. I had a bunch of fun making this build for you guys. Probably one of my new favorite builds. It's off meta. It's unique. I would call the O.P.Q system off meta, but a Gamma Burst Atlas Flak build, it's a little off meta. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like. It helps me out quite a bit. Subscribe if you're new, and if you want to make demo skag and happy. And make sure you join that Flak Pack Discord. We have a bunch of stuff. Very nice community for you guys to check out. All my PC save files are there as well. And you didn't have the poop right there. Oh, I thought he was pooping. But yeah, you guys have a terrific day. And me and Demo Skaggin will see you guys later.